In this video, we will show you how to replace your shift lever on this Chevy Tahoe. This will be located along the passenger side of your steering column. Let's get into it. To gain access to this, we're going to have the key in the on position, put your foot on the brake, and pull your shift lever all the way to the first gear selection. The next thing we'll do is remove the trim panel that comes along the top area of the steering column. To do that, we'll use a plastic trim tool. Carefully get in between the dash and the panel itself and gently separate it. We'll make our way all the way across and lift this up and out of the way. Step on the brake and put your vehicle back in park, remove the key. Now we can start removing this lower panel as well. Along the bottom of it, you'll find that you have two 7mm headed bolts, one towards the driver's side and another one towards the passenger side. Remove the pair. Now we can take hold of this panel and pull it away from the vehicle. There we are. With that out of the way, remove this metal shield as well. Looking at it, you'll find that you have four 10mm headed nuts, two on each side. Remove all of them. Now with that out of the way, we're looking for this orange wire. Disconnect it from the connector by using a small screwdriver. You'll find a small locking tab. Gently pry in this area and separate this. Give each end a quick check for corrosion. And now we can follow that up this way. To gain access to this, we have to remove the clamshell from around the steering column. To remove this clamshell, there should be two mounting bolts, one up inside this hole and another one in this one. Ours are missing. Remove your tilt lever. For this, we'll just use a trim tool and pull it out of place. Give that a quick inspection, and we can set this aside. Now we can start separating this. To do that, we'll just use our small pocket screwdriver, get in between the two areas, and start to separate them. What you're going to find is that you have an area that goes up and behind the steering wheel. So to remove this, we're going to gently pry and then separate it. Just make our way around. We'll pop that apart. Now we can make our way along this area. We're going to separate this. Lift this up a little bit here. Give this a little tug downward. You can see that orange wire. We'll pull this out of place. As far as the retainers, you can pull those right out of the steering column. Let's pull this up and through here. Now we can make our way over here to where the steering selector connects to the steering column. For this, you're going to find that you have a T27 Torx screw holding this in place. Remove it. There's that. Now we can remove our shift lever. There it is, friends. Now we can get ready for our installation of our brand new shift lever. Take the wiring and put it through the hole in the protective boot. Slide that right down and through. Now we can start putting the shaft through there as well. Slide that boot right up. Let's take this and put it in position. With that in the proper position, start in your T27 Torx screw and snug it up. Right there is where it feels as though it bottomed out. Let's just make sure it's nice and snug. Once you have that snug, torque it to 15 foot-pounds. Now we can start running that wire. As you remember, when you had removed it, it goes behind this. We'll slide it right behind there. Now it's time to resecure that wire as well, so we'll just put that back into its original position, pressing it in to the steering column. This one's going to go right down here. Now we can make our way down along the bottom and reconnect the connector. Press it in, listen for a click, and give that a tug to make sure it's completely secured. Now let's move along to pressing the lower clamshell up into place. At this point, you want to pay attention to each side of that lower clamshell. You're going to find a small hook, and if you were to look at the top area of it, you'll find that you have a tab that slides directly into that hook. While we start bringing this down in place, we also want to be paying attention along the shifter lever for that boot. Just get this lined up for now and leave it loose. Okay. Now bring that boot down into the proper position. Once you feel as though you have the boot slid down in this area, we'll continue on with that upper clamshell. Once again, realigning those little hooks. Sometimes it pops out of place, that's okay. As we swing it down, we want to make sure that the boot is sitting in the grooves of the clamshell. Let's make sure the hook is still in place and our protective boot is also properly installed. We'll just double check to make sure it's completely secured all the way around. If you have those two lower mounting bolts, go ahead and install those now. Continue on to the tilt lever. Press it in, make sure it's completely secured, and it functions properly. Now we can reattach our metal shield. Line this with the studs. Start on all four of your mounting nuts. Snug them up, and then torque those to 80 inch-pounds. Now we can put on that lower panel. On each side of it, you'll find an alignment tab and a locking tab. Make sure that you align those with the corresponding holes on the dash. Once you feel as though you have, press it into place. Down along the bottom, we're going to reinstall our 7mm headed mounting bolts, and then snug them up. Put the key in the on position, and put your shift lever in first gear position. Now we can carefully reinstall this upper trim panel. Align it and press it in. Now the next thing we'll do is put the vehicle back in park, start it up, and make sure the shift lever works in all gears. Perfect. Thanks for watching.
When only the best will do, demand TRQ. The only company that lets you view before you do. TRQ is committed to offering the highest quality aftermarket auto parts that are engineered for peace of mind. Thanks for using and viewing with TRQ.